It's after midnight, and it's time for conversations about love, family, friends, sex, and life. It's Love and Life with Carol Riddick and Donovan West, only on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hello there, family, and welcome to yet another episode of Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. I am your host, Carol Riddick, and you already know it is my pleasure and my privilege to spend some time with you. And you know, today is no different. I always tell you that. So here we are at the top of yet another week into this new year, giving all thanks to God for allowing us just one more moment, just one more minute, just one more second to get it right, to do it right, to right the wrongs. And you know, I like to ask, how are you doing? How are you making out? How are things coming along for you? I'm sending all my love and positivity your way, and some extra light for those of you whose light is a little dim right now. Because, you know, I know there's so much going on. So much going on. Family, thank you. I like to thank you. You know I do. For tuning in. And if you're just joining us, you're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media at 96.1 FM and 900 AM. You know, in case you didn't know, you can now email us. You can do so at loveandlife@wurdradio.com. You can send us questions, comments, and even suggestions for topics of discussion. Or you can just email us to say hello because, you know, we like that too. So tonight's episode is about living a healthy lifestyle. You know, our guest tonight is someone whom I've known for a very, very, very long time. I have asked her to share her journey of healthy living with us because I find her to be such an inspiration. And not only do I find her life inspiring, I admire her steadfastness and her dedication. And I mean, she's just a love bug, and she's just family to me. Okay, and she has been since hello. So I want you to know who she is because she's just a beam of light. And I do believe that the story that she shares will be helpful. If at the very, very least, it'll be informational. How about that? So, without further ado, I'd like for you to know DENEEN Young. Hey,
Hey,
Neen.
hey, hey.
Okay, okay.
You're,
So first of all, thank you
you're
for
welcome.
being like for agreeing to be a guest. You know, I I always well, you know me since
Hmm.
day one, and you know
Right?
sometimes it's a little like I don't know if I want to talk, I don't know what I want to say or what have you, but it was so important to me as I was saying in the intro to the show to have you come and say hello to us and just talk to us about life, about your life. You know, oftentimes I find that there could just be just one thing that someone
Hmm.
says that could spark
Hmm.
inspiration in you, you know,
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
or even to change your way of thinking or your perspective about something, which is also
Yes,
helpful, you know, in
yes,
everybody's journey. But I
yes.
don't want to talk too much. Would you please tell everybody a little bit about you?
Well, my name is Deneen Young. Yeah, got a lot, not enough time. But in short, I will share that Deneen Young, I'm a mother, wife. I am a lifestyle coach, spin instructor. I also have my certification as a personal trainer. And I'm just me. I'm present.
Mhm, mhm.
I'm a child of God. I am also a deacon at Sharon Baptist Church. Shout out to
Yeah.
Sharon. I'm a Sharonite. But one thing I will say is that I'm a woman. I'm a Black woman. I'm a brown woman. I'm a woman that I always often say, if not just one gets it, that one person, man or woman, but for right now, I'm going to say a woman, that gets it. I'm not perfect, I'm also, I forgot to share, I'm also this would be my third year college student. I went back to school yes, I'm 56, and I went back to school to work on my bachelor's degree, to receive my bachelor's degree so that I can move on to my master's. And, my heart's desire has always been not to just stop at a lifestyle coach, because that I never even thought in this lifetime that it would be, but my passion is to help women, help people, but more so to help women, to lift them up. So going into counseling is what my ultimate goal is, so yeah, that's a little bit about me.
That's a lot of it that I love. Okay.
Right.
So first of all, congratulations, because I did not know that you had gone back to school.
Thank you.
I don't
Yes,
even know. Okay, so are you in school in your sleep? Because wife and mother they're both two full-time jobs, let alone being a lifestyle coach. So what?
Well, it's an accelerated program. So we meet one night a week. But it's a lot. It's a lot. And one of the things I will say is I had to learn is, you have to let people know what you need. And, once I did that, I have a nice little circle of my fit family friends, my fit sisters, that they've actually been my inspiration. There are a few of them are working on their doctorate degrees, their masters. My sister working on her master's. Well, she just got, I think this is her third master's degree. Shout out to her. But they've been my inspiration. So, one friend in particular she was actually one of the ones that said to me, why not go back to school? So I did it. They helped me out when I need papers read, or being told when I'm doing something wrong or right. But one of the things I will say, if you are out there and are contemplating going back to school, it's never too late. And one of the things I'm learning is that because of my life experiences, right? Social media will have us thinking that we're all perfect, right? So that's one of the things that, I will immediately share with a client, is that I am not perfect by no means. It may look one way, but I struggle, and I will say having those life experiences is what helps me in class when we have class discussions, and then all that other little technical stuff is when I reach into my little toolbox, and I reach out to my village, my circle.
It's interesting that you said, so I'll tell everybody, prior to the show tonight, Neen and I were talking, and I said, okay, we're just talking and talking and talking. And we talk about not being perfect, and we talk about trying to figure things out. We talk about trying, you don't know which way to go at one point, or you want to do better, you want to do your best, but you don't know where to begin. And I was just saying to everybody who was within earshot, how I have known you for so long, but I've watched you. I've watched you grow. I've watched your journey. I've watched you maintain and sustain and retain, And I said to Nene, I'll tell you everybody, I said to Nene, you do it effortlessly. It looks, from the outside looking in, it looks so effortless that, I can only aspire to, for my life to look the same. But I know you were saying, well, look, it's life. It's not easy. Nobody's life is easy. And I do understand that. I do understand it. But, because everybody's journey is different, you just don't know, what their individual journey is. You talked about your journey, and you talked about specifically your mental attitude, like your mental health. You said it's all in your mindset. when you said that to me, it was so important because that's something with which I struggle, as you know. I tell Neen, okay, I'm ready, and I am on the seesaw. I am that one. I am that friend you will not call. Okay, when you're talking, I am not her. I am not her. But I am still pushing forward, and I am still trying to get there. So tell me, please, the beginning of when your journey changed from what it was. Was there like something that you said, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this now. When you decided, to change your lifestyle, being a lifestyle coach was.
Well, I will share this. There are two specific times that I can remember that was like my like, I'm going to do this,
Okay.
and one of the things, that we talked about is a mindset change. And it's not easy. We have to, one of the, it's a hashtag, and I always put up this meme that, you got to work on the inside first in order for the outside to reflect. And again, like I will say in the beginning of my journey, and Carol has known me, like she said, forever, right? Remember when I used to do your nails, Carol?
Yes.
But right. So Carol has seen me in different stages of my life. She's seen me, healthy, so I thought, but I was healthy according to what the world said, right? My body when I got married. Then she saw me in my morbidly obese time, and that was my time where I really struggled a lot. I struggled with depression. I struggled with low self-esteem, a lot of things, don't want to go into detail, but when you're battling so much, but then when you finally get to it, that it's like, you know what, I really got to do what grandmom used to say, let go and let God. But you still keep picking up stuff. So again, we have to learn how to, whatever that looks like, my students today, we had Dr. Tina Scott come in and talk to them because my students in my Black Student Union club, they did a presentation on mental health and the Black community. And one of the things that, we have to recognize and acknowledge is that if you need help, there's nothing wrong with getting that support, having a psychologist or psychiatrist, because hey, you may need medication. We have to even know about our history, and I'm going to get to where I'm supposed to get to real quick.
No, take your time.
I just want to say, because it's important that we have to know our history of our family, right? And then when I got to learn, when I started experiencing heavy depression, suicidal thoughts, the whole nine, suicidal thoughts, I had to check my history. And when I started finding out some things, that catapulted me to seek out therapy, and I will tell a client that comes my way, first of all, when you come to me, we go through a consultation. And if I feel like you need to see a therapist and not a coach, I will not work with you. You will need to get clearance from that psychologist before I will work with you, because we have deep-rooted issues that hold us bound, right? So for me, when I share my story, my journey, I was, I lost 146 pounds, but I had more than that weighed me down, because it was all of the past pain, the past hurt, all of everything that you can imagine that we go through isn't always the physical weight, but it was physical when you looked at me, because it is what I kept up to, so I thought was what was keeping me. It was a buffer. It was all I knew where to put things. And that's one of the things that I'm so passionate about, to try to help women see that it's not just about, and don't get me wrong, it's a plus, when you want to go in the store and just pick up a size off the rack and not have to try it on. It's a plus when you get dressed in the morning and you look at yourself. And I'm not saying that, I'm not body shaming anyone, okay? Because again, I was morbidly obese myself. People looked at me when I was morbidly obese, and I'll kind of swing around a little bit, and we'll probably go back again. But people looked at me when I was morbidly obese and thought, like, I never knew you struggle with low self-esteem. And I'm going to say it like this. Can I curse? Hell yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. You know,
Mhm.
I remember, a church friend gave me a scripture, Psalms 139:14. For I'm fearfully and wonderfully made.
Yes.
Marvelous are thy works, and my soul knows it quite well. But guess what? Even though she gave me that scripture, I didn't get it till probably about 10, 11 years later. That's when I finally got it. But when I got it was when you asked me, the question was, when did I finally just say, this has to change?
Mhm.
One day I just said, I'm tired. I'm tired of being the big girl. I'm tired of people saying, you know what, you sure cute. You sure got a pretty face to be plus size. Like, what is that? But these are things that in our society that people don't realize that they're microaggressions that are not cool at all. They're stereotypes. They're things that are put on us. So most of my, not all, but the few, and I have 3 clients that I'm working with right now.
Okay.
They too have the same tool, that they started out with,
Okay.
and one doesn't. But I caution when I share this because it's a thing that society has taught us to focus on the tool and not what you do with the tool, right? What you do with the tool, your mindset change. That's the number one piece. You got to change your mindset. When I look back now, it'll in July 18th to be exact, will be 11 years for me. And I've had my ups and downs. And over pandemic is when I had more of my downs, right? Where I had some weight gain. But the key is the mindset is changed. I picked it back up. I didn't say come Monday, I'm going to do differently. No, the next thing I put in my mouth, I did differently. I'm not going to let COVID get me. My family, we had COVID. So I decided that was not going to be something that was going to hold me bound, because I just was tired. You know what, Carol? One day, and I'll say it. One day, I just said, you know what? I am tired of having to only shop in Lane Bryant, and I ain't trying to give Lane Bryant a plug, but I just got tired. I was tired of shopping in just the big girl sections. Then it just came to that point. I tell this story when I've done other interviews. My story about my uncle. I told my uncle one day, I said, you know what, Uncle Larry? I said, I'm just tired. I was crying, and he said to me, well, what are you going to do about it? What you tired about? I said, I'm just tired. I'm tired of, not being able to, I would come home from work and see women on the parkway running, right? Working out. I always get into this routine. I was one of those ones, fad diet. I was doing this diet, that diet, this diet, that diet. But I never realized it wasn't about the diet, the tool. It was about this and this right here. Because whatever the mind tells the heart has to tell the mind. So whatever a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And my uncle said to me, what you gonna do about it? You gonna keep complaining about it, or are you gonna do something about it? And I finally decided, like, I had did everything that I could think of, everything, every diet, every gadget, everything. And the reason why, and I want your listeners to really hear me when I say this, because one of my hashtags is, if not one gets it, another hashtag is, it's not a quick fix. My tool is something that, especially more so in not even just the African American community, but I will say of color community, that we look at it in a negative light. And I am in no way the poster board woman for it. However, it was my last resort. So I decided to have weight loss surgery. That is not how I lost my weight. That is what gave me my push. That gave me my, how, if you will, it gave me my, I guess just gave me like a kick, it kicked me. But I will say, once I lost, I think, my first 50 pounds, is when things started clicking for me that this isn't just about, it wasn't just about me. I realized it wasn't just about me not wanting to shop in the plus size section anymore.
Mm-hmm.
What it was about was what my uncle said to me. He asked me a question. He said, don't you want to live long enough to see grandchildren and great grandchildren? And when he said that to me, I literally glided on the side of my bed and I started crying. And I said to him, you know what? I actually do. And he said to me, so who says you can't have weight loss surgery? You know, and he used that word that we shouldn't use, what he called black folks.
Wait, I want to stop you for one moment because I want you to take your time with the rest of this story, but we are going to take a break for one moment. Stay with us, family, because we'll be right back.
Word on Jobs.
A new year is here, and if you're searching for new career goals or a new job that fits your skill set, visit wordworks.com to view jobs and program opportunities, including Community Relations Coordinator for WHYY, Disability Services Director for NBME, and Policy Director for Bicycle Coalition of Greater Philadelphia. Visit WordWorks at word.com and find the career opportunity that's right for you. Brought to you by Pico and Livelihood at Word Radio.
Imagine you on a deserted island all by yourself, or even being in a crowd of people yet still feeling alone. That's what being a victim of sexual assault can feel like. Victims of sexual assault are at an increased risk for developing depression, PTSD, substance abuse, eating disorders, and anxiety. Sexual assault can happen to anyone and is any unwanted sexual contact such as unwanted touching, fondling, groping, or even rape. No always means no, so speak up and speak out. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Black Americans have died of COVID-19 at over 2 times the rate of white counterparts. This is due to systemic racism and healthcare disparities. Here are some tips for protecting yourself. Wear a mask covering your mouth and nose. Avoid crowds. Wash your hands with soap and water. Use alcohol-based sanitizers. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Practice social distancing and follow World Health Organization guidelines. Quarantine if you've been exposed to the virus. Self-isolate if you're experiencing symptoms. Seek medical attention if you experience difficulty breathing, a fever, cough, sudden confusion, or pressure in your chest. If you don't have health insurance or a healthcare provider, try contacting your state health department, community health clinics, or local hospitals for testing and treatment. Together, we can stay informed and empowered. This public service announcement is from the National Black Cultural Information Trust.
When I cross the finish line, it's not just me. I succeed because of others. When I was pregnant, I survived because of others. At 32 weeks, I was diagnosed with preeclampsia and had an emergency C-section. Because my doctor took quick action and my husband was there to help me, I'm alive. Too many women die of pregnancy-related complications, and most are preventable. If you or someone you know is pregnant or recently had a baby, learn the warning signs. It could help save her life. Hear her.
For the Indianapolis Colts. Becoming a running back was no easy task for me. But it's nothing compared to what my amazing mom faces every day. My mom was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy when I was 14 years old. Yet she's always there for me, every step of the way, despite her own battles. And the Muscular Dystrophy Association is there for my mom. At their 150 care centers across the U.S., MDA is the leading organization in research and care for kids and adults with muscular dystrophy, ALS, and related neuromuscular diseases. Their research is helping find cures and save lives. Watching my mom go through her daily struggles and the care she receives from MDA has made me determined to help find a cure for neuromuscular disease. That is why I support MDA, and that's why I'm so grateful to others who do too. Join me and learn more at helpmda.org today.
Hi, I'm Tanya Hopkins, aka The Food Griot, the host of Savory and Sweet, a new show about food, history, and culture. Savory and Sweet is a flavorful exploration of food, marinated in the Black experience, seared with history and braised in culture. Each week, I'll fold in conversations that center food and drink at the intersection of business, health and well-being, entertainment, education, and innovation, while separating the facts from fiction on the sometimes surprising origins of what we eat and drink. So join me, the Food Griot, and special guests for Savory and Sweet Food History and Culture every Sunday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. beginning January 2nd, 2022, exclusively on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
You're listening to WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD, independent Black media.
Well, hello there, family. Welcome back. And if you have just tuned in, you are listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media at 96.1 FM and 900 AM. Before the break, we were talking with our guest tonight, the lovely, wonderful, and phenomenal Mrs. DENEEN Young, who is a wife, a mother, a lifestyle coach, a student. I don't know if you can fit anything else on that list of that, but in any event, before the break, she was sharing with us about her journey thus far, and when she had a moment with Uncle Larry. And I want to know all that Uncle Larry had to say because Uncle Larry sounds like a character. I didn't meet Uncle Larry. He sounds like
No,
a
you know
character.
Uncle Larry.
Do I know Uncle Larry?
Uncle
Lord.
Larry, not Sandy. Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, I do. I sure.
Yes. So see.
Please, Uncle Larry, don't charge that to my heart. Please charge that to my mind. But please tell.
Yeah.
Okay, so please tell us what Uncle Larry was saying in that moment.
Well, one of the things when I had my moment, deciding on my tool, what he shared with me, and it really gave me so much to think about. Don't you want to live long enough to see grandchildren? And then he added great grandchildren. And here's the thing: what he did, he put back in my lap God. When God creates something for man not to use, basically is what he was saying. So why not? If that's your last choice, why not? And here's the thing that I often share, because sometimes we can just be ignorant to things because of society, what society says, and those expectations. Whatever tool you decide to use to begin your journey, your weight loss journey, your journey of being healthy, there are just too many people of color that are dying during this time of COVID because of obesity, right? It triggers those other effects, those other things that are commonly known within our community: high blood pressure, diabetes, all of those things, stress.
Right.
You would be surprised at the amount of people that die just from stress. And put aside diabetes and high blood pressure, stress, period, right? And, one of the things I just was sharing with a young woman that had weight loss surgery, and as how I coach her is we walk together. We are on Zoom together. I help her with her meal prep, right? Okay. Her measuring, how to still keep that, in the back of her mind, because I think she's out like 4 years and she began to gain some of her weight back. But one of the things I often share with people, especially when I get someone that says, "Oh, girl, it was a quick fix. You good. That's why you still look like that." Nah, I work hard, very hard. When I met my trainer, I lost an additional 46 pounds. But, on my own with working out, with walking every day. And then I'll get back to my point, because I lost my chain for a minute, Carol.
It's okay.
How we do.
Yes.
But when I began running, because that's here again, something that I had no idea that Black people did was run. All I ever saw was white women run. And I just have to say that. Yeah. When I would go home on the parkway, all I would see exercise, I see one black woman here, one there, but I never knew, really, black, we really run
No.
like that, and someone from my church, I love her to death, Raquel, one day when she saw that I was walking every day after, my journey began, and I had lost the 50 pounds, and then I was like plateaued where I wasn't losing. And one day, I think I had like posted on Facebook, I was crying and I was on the track by myself. I would get up with the elderly, and I would be at St. Joe's track at 4:30 in the morning walking, right?
Wow.
Again, mindset changed because I was determined, I'm just not going to lose. I'm not just going to do this surgery, lose whatever I lose, and then go back to, no. Something needs to change, right? So I began walking every morning. I mean, I would like get up and I would be on the track at 4:30. Then I was introduced to Black Girls Run.
Yes.
Changed my life, saved my life. Part of what saved my life, because that's where I really started learning about other exercises to do. Then I started, it was like, you know how you had that, like the angels and everything come up, but it was like, oh my God, I'm around all these black women that we are doing what we're supposed to do, not throw shade at each other, but we're supposed to lift each other up. And I remember at that time, I think that time there were maybe 3 or 2 ambassadors of, I think it was 3 of Black Girls Run. And I'm going to give them a shout out because they just feel, and I'm getting kind of filled up, Jocelyn Wright, Dawn Angelique Roberts, Marla, who is back in, I think Marla is in London. She's a trainer, and Leslie Morant. And these women taught me how to run. And when I say that was the time where I realized, oh, snap, depression ain't here no more. Oh, snap, I'm happy. Oh, snap, I feel good after I run. Now, here's the thing. I took my nutritionist sat me down, my doctor sat me down and said to me, once I hit my 100 pounds, he said to me, Mrs. Young, what you're doing right now has nothing to do with the tool that you came to me to get done. Everything that you do now is based on you, not this tool. You're active, you eat right. Then I met my trainer, David A. Miller, Damn Good Bodies. And you know, David, you've been to David, so you know how crazy he is, right?
Just had him as a guest. Yes.
Right. So, but then when I met him, I had another aha. I learned how to eat right. I learned how to replace those bad things with good things. I learned that when I want to eat pasta, I can eat quinoa pasta, not white pasta. I learned so much. I learned from him about protein, the amount of protein. Now, here we are, he had to still just give me, I sent him my macros the other week and he was like, Deneen, you're not eating enough protein, But I just say all that to say.
I want to interject for one moment, because 2 things I want you to really talk about. You say you sent him your macros. So for anyone who does not understand what that means, I would like for you to break that down and to also backtrack, because I want everyone to know exactly what you mean when you say your tool too. I want everyone to understand that too. So first,
your tools. So the first thing I always share with everyone, no matter what your tool is, whether it's weight loss surgery, right? That's not a quick fix. Whether it's Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, going to a nutritionist. Some people go to the diet doctor. Whatever that tool is for you, you have to figure out the right tool for you. But it's what you do with the tool. We could all do different tools, but do the same thing, which is nothing. No, don't watch our nutrition. Don't work out. And guess what's going to happen? We all now are going to have the same results, weight gain.
Right.
We're not going to look the same. So when you get someone, and I'm speaking to that person, and again, I'm not the poster woman for weight loss surgery. It was just what I had to do for me at the time. 11 years ago, right? July was 10 years ago. That's not a quick fix, and you still got to work it. You still got to do the work. Oftentimes we will see people that They have it one year and then the next year they've gained all their weight back. And I'm not knocking anyone because I'm here to help you. I'm here to share with you what the things that I do. They may not work for you, but maybe they might, but for me, those tools is whatever it is that you macros. If you're on a diet plan that you're using your macronutrients, those are the nutrients that your body needs. Protein, carbs, right? Your protein, your carbs, your fat, the sugars. So and I don't want to give, another plug, but
No.
I use what's called My Fitness Pal. Part of that mindset change is being consistent. That is one thing I will say that Mr. Miller drove in me. You got to be consistent.
He will do that.
Consistent.
David will do that. And one thing, one thing I want to share though too is that right here on Love and Life, that's what we do. We're transparent. We're unapologetic. We share, because the goal is for, each one teach one. The goal is for everybody to be able to walk away with one nugget, at least something that we can all put in our back pocket. And I want to remind anybody that has just tuned in, family, you are listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media at 96.1 FM and 900 AM. Listen, that's my little assistant. I call her my assistant. That's my little Chloe, my fur child that you hear in the background. In any event, we are encouraging you to share with us, to talk with us. You can do so by emailing us. You can communicate, I should say. You can communicate with us by emailing us at loveandlife@wurdradio.com. We are encouraging you. And I'm saying we because I'm saying me, Deneen. I'm saying my co-host who is not here, who is here in spirit, Donavan West. We are encouraging you to email us comments, questions, suggestions for additional topics to discuss, or even if you want to say hello. I always say to everybody, to be good to you, but to be good to those around you. But this is where it starts. This will hopefully be the catalyst to somebody's journey going forward. And that's why we're here. That's why I'm asking you, look, to share everything. What is a tool? What, what does that mean? And what does that mean to you? And about your journey, you said, the things that are helping you, because you never know, they could help somebody else. And I will say, the comment that you made about running, you said, all you've ever seen, you never saw us running. Well, that was the same for me. I was never athletic. I was never athletic. And I wasn't used to seeing women of color run or be, how should I say? Exactly.
Athletic.
The women of color that I saw that were athletic were Olympians. Like it's almost as if they were anomalies, which they are. Let me be clear. They are, but you know what I'm saying, with regard to maintaining our health and living a healthy lifestyle. That was never anything that was commonplace for me with regard to women of color. And then that's part of that is one. Just one of the reasons why, you inspire me. Listen, family, when I tell you've heard both of us say how long we've known each other. Nene used to do my nails when I was knee high, but you were always, the one thing about you though, it was your spirit, because you were always trying to help the next. You were always encouraging the next. You were always uplifting the next, and that's something, everybody's not like that. Everybody is not like that.
Right. We have to find what's our thing, right? I know I've always been a determined person, So I guess for me, then marrying that to being consistent is, I will say, like I said, during COVID, I started kind of falling to the wayside of not being consistent. But then it was like, oh, wait a minute, hold up now. Because what we're not going to do is go back. So, one of the things that I had to learn and teach myself, and I hold on to it, is that I often share, I take clients of all faiths of background, but I'll always still share me. And part of that, one of the things I often share is that, God commands us to love ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we have a choice to make to like ourselves.
Ooh.
So
Ooh.
I have learned, there you go, God commands us to
Ooh.
love ourselves.
Wait.
Right?
I got to stop you on that. I have got to stop
There
you on
you
that
go.
because
Come
I need
on.
you, again, I need you to say it and I need to have time to digest, for everybody to digest that. Family, if you have just tuned in, you're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. We are talking with DENEEN Young, who is a lifestyle coach, and she's sharing with us. That's what we do here, though. We're transparent, as you already know. What we're going to do when we come back is hear some more of what DENEEN has to share with us. So, family, stay with us, okay? Because we'll be right back.
What's up, y'all? It's Janae Latrice and Kayla J. Be sure to tune in Monday through Thursday at 7 p.m. for Crosswords, sharing conversations across generations, right here on WURD.
Progressive Black Talk Media.
We'll see you there.
I remember this one moment. I ran to kind of the water edge, and my mom said something along the lines of like, now it's your turn. Take that first step. When I became a mom myself, I feel like my whole world changed. There's some light within her that makes me continue to do the climate science work that I do. You don't have to be a climate scientist to want to protect the earth. As moms, we care about our children and the environment they grow up in. And for Mia, I want you to know that I worked really hard to be a part of the change and to make it a better place for you.
Email from school about the incident today.
Scary.
Tell me about it. Did you have any idea that was going on?
None. I mean, you saw Derek at the game last night too. Did you have a clue?
No, but you know, teachers like me, parents, we don't always know as much as you guys do. Kids hear first about what's going on with other kids.
Half the time, it's rumors.
It can be hard to tell sometimes, but if you're ever concerned about a friend who's having trouble with alcohol, prescription drugs, bullying, violence, anything, you need to tell an adult. Mom or me, a teacher, coach, school counselor, someone you know and trust.
Dad, no kid is gonna tell an adult about that kind of stuff.
I get it, but if we don't know, we can't help. Speaking up about a problem, that's what helping a friend is all about.
You know, a lot of people say when you're going somewhere, you don't want to look back. But I beg to differ. For her to see her father celebrate his graduation, it's the best feeling in the world. I can't lie and say it was easy. But sometimes you just have to stop everything and take it in. I looked at everything in a different light. I realized it started with me going back and getting my high school diploma.
We're often influenced by what we see or hear on social media. Beware of disinformation campaigns targeting Black communities by using cultural issues to incite divisions, spread false information, and negatively influence public opinions. We're in this together, and together we can stay informed and empowered. Learn more at nbcit.org. This public service announcement is from the National Black Cultural Information Trust.
I'll be here to hear what's on your mind. Take this time to talk and get it right. You know I'll be there all your life. When you need me, I'll be by your side. By your side. And every day is a different day. Everything is in everything. Even when you think things will never ever be the same. Don't be scared of the world, I'll be here to stay. By your side. Even when your heart ain't listening, or your mind takes you a different way, towards a different path. All you gotta do is sit and ask. When you need me, I'll be by your
When the adults in a child's life talk early and often about the dangers of underage drinking, the message gets stronger every time.
I'll be by your side.
Talk. They hear you.
Hey, still shopping for the new year? Or did you receive a gift card for the holidays? Either way, WURD Radio's got you covered. Visit WURDradio.com and shop at the WURD Virtual Marketplace. You can support local, small, Black-owned businesses through the marketplace and shop today. Visit WURDradio.com/marketplace or WURDworks.com/marketplace. You're listening to WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD, independent Black media.
Well, hello there, family. Welcome back. And hello. If you've just joined us, you are tuned in to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media at 96.1 FM and 900 AM. You know, here at Love and Life is where we talk about everything and anything under the umbrellas of both love and life. And tonight is no different. We've been talking with DENEEN Young, who is a wife, a mother, a student, and a lifestyle coach. And before we went to break, I asked her if she could just hold for a moment, because what she was saying was so powerful that I said, I really want to come back from the break and have you repeat it for everybody, because I feel like it's just something that we all need to digest for a moment.
Okay, sure. And I know some of my my women I have a ministry also, a women's ministry called When Women Gather It's Necessary.
Yes.
And this is something that I always start off with, I just keep driving it. I had to learn that, God calls us, he commands us. In his word, it says that we are to love ourselves, right? As Christ loved the church. However, we have a choice. He gives us a choice to like ourselves. So here it is. When you like something, you treat it a little bit differently than when you love something.
Love it. Yes.
Okay. So for me, and you follow me on Instagram, I have that hashtag that says, I like me. I love me. I like me. Some me. So for me, just getting that piece, I don't know, that too mirrored with that scripture that was given to me that I didn't get. I kept saying it to myself. And here's a thing. Here's an exercise that I used to do. It was one of those things, we talk about this all about the Lord all the time, the Holy Spirit. The one time the Lord just gave it to me. And I used to, as when I started my journey and I started losing weight and I was getting frustrated and I didn't know what to do. And I just started praying, and that's how, one thing led to another. I was introduced to BGR, then someone that I met in BGR introduced me to their trainer, which is Mr. Miller. Then, from that, someone that I met in BGR, I used to go to her spin class. Then that's when it clicked. Oh my God, I love teaching. I got certified, and she was the one, Jackie. Jackie was the one that she literally pushed me. We would be in spin class, and this other instructor would be late all the time, and the other members in the spin class would say, "Deneen, go ahead up front. You always telling us to do stuff." And that's how that started. But I just say that all to say is that, as you shared earlier, we learn from one another, and if we don't keep sharing, we'll never be able to come together as a people, right? To be able to support and love one another. And, I like, there's so much that I want to share, but I often say, like you said, but I often share, if just one person gets it, that it's not about the tool that you use, it's about what you do with it. So what I do with it, I found out I had to learn to like Deneen, right? I love Deneen, but I had to learn to like Deneen. And in liking me, when someone would give me a compliment before, it was like, oh, stop. Now it's thank you, because I like me. Thank you. Are there days that, may go by that, I'm not having a good day? Yep. But this too shall pass. I still like me. I choose me. I had to do that too, because I had to be the catalyst for my own children, but for my own daughter. Because we're in a time now that it's all about social media and again, being perfect.
That is so true.
Right. And I wanted to be that mom, that just not the mom, but the woman that she saw that liked herself. That I didn't just love myself because that's what I was told I was supposed to do. I liked me because I made a choice, yeah, but that really, I remember I had someone one time say to me, this was like in my beginning time of being a lifestyle coach and a spin instructor. And this was when I was much more leaner, a little bit more bulky now, but I was much more leaner. And I remember, someone really trying to throw me some shade, a sister, girl, you're going to start looking like a man, and, when they found out that I went to David Miller and, they had saw a video that he had put up, and I was, I think I was doing a Romanian deadlift, and they were like, oh my God, like, you lifting all that heavy weight, that's not going to help you lose weight. And one of the things I'll say, try it before you talk about it. That's another thing that will make things go left. If you never tried it, you'll never know.
You will never
know.
ever know.
Right. And I was one of those people.
But there's also when we talk about people saying things to us, people don't realize the power in words. They don't realize what they're speaking into you, or what they're, they just don't realize what, sometimes the ill
impact.
Yes. They don't realize, and everybody needs just a little encouragement. Everybody could use just a little light. Everybody, I don't care who you are or what you do. And it doesn't hurt anything just to share some light with the next individual.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen and everybody within earshot, I want you to know that you are listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. We're at 96.1 FM and 900 AM. Family, on our socials, we know you're there. We do. And we love you for being there. We appreciate everybody for hanging out with us in this midnight hour. For this past hour, we've been talking with our guest today, who is none other than Deneen Young. I love her. Okay. I've told everybody that I love her. She doesn't even know how much, but I want you to hear her story and to hopefully be inspired by some of what she shares, because I feel that everything that you've said so far, everything that you've shared thus far, is nothing but nuggets and morsels. Everybody has, there's a pearl that everybody can grab from something that you said, from Uncle Larry, from, every part of your journey thus far, And again, I want to thank you for sharing. We are about to go into the next hour where we're going to talk more and delve a little, dig a little deeper, and just let me tell us so that we can all possibly get a little faster to our aha moment. Maybe we can just by that one little thing that Deneen says. Don't listen to me though, because I'm still on my journey. I'm approaching my aha moment, but I'm on my journey.
You actually had some aha moments that you don't even know about.
You know what? There's truth
There
in
you
that too,
go.
Nee. There's truth in that
Yes.
too. Oh, there's so much
Yes.
truth in that. Because this year, let me tell you something. Well, we can talk about that, but we're going to do so when we come back from our break. Stay with us, family, because at the top of the hour, it's starting all over, and we're going to share some more. We'll be right back.
Stand with WURD Radio, Pennsylvania's only black-owned talk radio station. Join the movement to keep the conversations going and amplify the voice of the black community. Show your support. Start or renew your WURD membership today at wordradio.com or call 215-425-7875.
You know, a lot of people say when you're going somewhere, you don't want to look back. But I beg to differ. For her to see her father celebrate his graduation, it's the best feeling in the world. I can't lie and say it was easy. But sometimes you just have to stop everything and take it in. I looked at everything in a different light. And I realized it started with me going back and getting my high school diploma.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? Now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
I'm Naheem Hines, professional football player for the Indianapolis Colts. Becoming a running back was no easy task for me. But it's nothing compared to what my amazing mom faces every day. My mom was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy when I was 14 years old. Yet she's always there for me, every step of the way, despite her own battles. And the Muscular Dystrophy Association is there for my mom. At their 150 care centers across the U.S., MDA is the leading organization in research and care for kids and adults with muscular dystrophy, ALS, and related neuromuscular diseases. Their research is helping find cures and save lives. Watching my mom go through her daily struggles and the care she receives from MDA has made me determined to help find a cure for neuromuscular disease. That is why I support MDA, and that's why I'm so grateful to others who do too. Join me and learn more at helpmda.org today.
I remember this one moment. I ran to kind of the water edge, and my mom said something along the lines of like, now it's your turn. Take that first step. When I became a mom myself, I feel like my whole world changed. There's some light within her that makes me continue to do the climate science work that I do. You don't have to be a climate scientist to want to protect the earth. As moms, we care about our children and the environment they grow up in. And for Mia, I want you to know that I worked really hard to be a part of the change and to make it a better place for you.
Imagine you on a deserted island all by yourself, or even being in a crowd of people yet still feeling alone. That's what being a victim of sexual assault can feel like. Victims of sexual assault are at an increased risk for developing depression, PTSD, substance abuse, eating disorders, and anxiety. Sexual assault can happen to anyone, and is any unwanted sexual contact such as unwanted touching, fondling, groping, or even rape. No always means no, so speak up and speak out. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
You're listening to WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD, independent black media. Lifting every voice till earth and heaven ring. This is WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD, Philadelphia. Black Talk Media.
Well, hello there, family. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you are at the top of the second hour of Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. We're at 96.1 FM and 900 AM. For those of you that are interested in reaching out to us, and we would love for you to do so, you can do so by emailing us at loveandlife@wurdradio.com. We welcome any and all of your comments. We welcome, you just saying hello to us. We appreciate that too, if that's what you want to do. So today, we are joined by none other than DENEEN Young, who is, well, first and foremost, she's my family, okay? She's my friend, she's my sister, she's been a confidant at more times than many, and she's a phenomenal woman. I'm happy that she agreed to come and share, a part of her story with us. She is a lifestyle coach, she's a wife, she's a mother, she's a student, she's everything under the sun. Oh my! But she's a woman. That's what we do, right? That's what we are as
Right.
women.
Yes. Resilient.
That's what I always say. So, Neen, you were sharing with us so many pieces and so many parts of your journey.
I know, right?
No, I love that. I love that. I love that because, I mean, the reality of it all is that everybody is somewhere along their journey, and I don't know, and you don't know at what stage they are, but they too could be at a stage at which you've already been, and and it may be helpful to them to get them to the next, just to hear a part of your journey. So I'm curious to know. I keep telling everybody that you're a wife and a mother.
Right.
How do you manage home life while you're also a spin instructor? While you're also you have so many other things going on, because
right.
How do you manage home life?
Well, you know what? First and foremost, I would be remiss in not sharing. It's again, my hashtag only him. Like, I mean, and that's real talk. Like, only because of God, right? And it's not a miracle. Like, it's not like poof and God says, get all these things done. It's having wisdom, prayer. One of the things that I have done throughout my journey that really catapulted me to I'm not always the most organized one, but I will say I'm one of those learners that I have to have things like written out. So I write everything down. When I say I write everything down, I write everything down from when I'm going to go grocery shopping, what I'm buying, what I'm doing, my workout schedule for the week, what day is the days that are going to be boot camp, the days that are going to be my HIIT workout. And again, I got to say, my family is my biggest support, early on, it's so funny because my mother would always, my mom.
Yes.
When I started running early on in my journey, I would be up and out on the parkway at 5 a.m. in the morning. And my mother was like, at this time my kids were in elementary school, and I think Kate was in lower school, and she went to my school where I work. And my mom would say, if my son, if he didn't do well on something, a test or something, she'd say, that's because all you do is work out, blah, 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 blah. And here's the thing. Sometimes we allow even those things to deter us, to say, and I did. For a second, I was like, ooh, maybe I need to pause. Well, but then I thought about it. Well, wait a minute. I'm working out at 5 o'clock in the morning. So that has nothing to do with my child not getting a good grade or needing help with his homework. I leaned on my family, again, like I said, having everything written out, like, I don't know if the people can see it, but I'll just show you. Like, so on my phone, we all have these smartphones, right?
Yes.
I have folders here, life goals, my mentor. I have a folder that says train the body. So when you click in that folder, that's where you will see the days of the week, what I'm going to do. Here's the key when it
Train your
comes to a
body.
healthy lifestyle, mind, body, and spirit. I have a coach myself. I have a trainer. I have a mentor. Now it gets good. I have what's called an AP boo. I have a few of those, but I have an accountability partner. And
Ah.
there you go. And she's also my boo. So, we kind of bounce off of one another, encouraging one another. Did you do this that day? Did you do that day? But how I juggle is leaning on those that I need to lean on. I write things down. It's not easy and perfect. And there are times when, here's the thing, there are times when my body is run down, where I'm tired. And that's when it kicks in that I might not want to hear it from my mom or my husband or someone saying, you know what, you really need to chill. But my AP boo was going to say to me, yeah, you've been working out too much and doing a lot. Like, you need to sit down. And it's funny, when I went back to school, you talk about juggling, right?
Yes.
One of the things I will share with the world, that I've shared with a previous client, when I talk to you about making a choice, you have a choice to like yourself, right?
Indeed.
And doing that, we have choices to do things that we never would dare to do because we never open our mouth and try it, right? So when I was panicking because I was like, oh my God, I'll go back to school. I'm not going to be able to do boot camp this night. And all I kept thinking was, if I don't go, I'm going to gain all this weight back. I got crazy with it. But then it was like, Deneen, get it together. And I said, you know what? At the time, the school that I go to, they were in transition with advisors. So I didn't have an advisor yet. So the dean of students was working with me with my schedule.
Okay.
And when she gave me my schedule and she told me my schedule, I stepped out on faith and I said to her, I said, can I share something with you? I shared with her some of my journey. And I said to her that it was very important for me not to have boot camp. Not to have class on a Monday or Wednesday night. I said, is that doable? Like, I need to work out, I said that it's important. We had real talk, and you said early on, you would be surprised that what you say will help someone. So here I was on the phone talking to the dean of students, and when I shared with her what I shared, she came back and said to me, wow, Deneen, I've never had a student ask me to adjust their schedule so that they could take care of themselves. Not take care of myself, my weight.
Right.
No, I needed to take care of me because it's just not about me keeping my weight down. It's about this up here. Because if this and this isn't lining up, it's not right, then I can't do my homework and focus. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this. You talked about leaning on family, and you talked about having an accountability partner.
Right.
Would you say that is what helps you maintain keeping the alignment with your head and your heart?
That's definitely especially
outside of faith.
Yes,
because that's a staple. Yeah, that's a staple.
Yes, definitely. I remember during the pandemic, and everybody did the pandemic pounds. I gained some, and I just remember, and here's the thing: you got to be prayerful about that accountability person. You got to be prayerful about what and how you can share with them. And I will say, for me and my accountability, you always have one or two or three, if you have 3 APs, but there's going to be something that you may need from one that you don't get from the other. Right.
I'm sorry. I was going to ask, because I did not mean to interject. I'm sorry, but I was going to ask, so how do you determine who would be a good accountability partner for you? How do you choose an accountability partner?
You want me to be honest, or you want me to be honest?
Nah, listen.
Again, prayerful, very prayerful about it. I'm, you know what, Carol, I'm just in that space now, and it's like I'm 56, I'm 57. I don't have time for mess. I don't have time for women to be in my life and to be fake and phony, or here it is. When people show you who they are, believe them. So, and I'm not saying I'm perfect. I got some issues with me too. However, I'm just in a space. Me and my best friend, we just talked about this because we're in a different level of our relationship that now we can really say we are really truly best friends, right?
Okay.
Because we talk about some deep, heavy stuff. When we don't agree, and I talked about it earlier, people often think when you hear that scripture, iron sharpens iron, that means, you got to agree with that person like that. No, it's the sharpening. It's
the friction.
It's the sharp edges, the friction. So it's the, my AP partner, and yep, I'm going to give her a shout out, Gina. She will tell me stuff that I don't want to hear, and I'll tell her stuff that she don't want to hear. But guess what? We're mature enough that we could come back and say, you know what? I really didn't like what you said. However, I know you said it out of love, or I know I got it down the road, or here's the other thing. Sometimes you may need a break. So there will be days where I know when she in some kind of type of mood, I won't call her. I'll send her a text, or she won't call me. Same thing with my best friend. I wanted to take my best friend on this journey with me lifting weights. In the beginning, she was like, like, you crazy. You look fine the way you are,
Right.
Until one day I just kind of said that, why don't you come on and try it, And I was just so proud of her when she came to David, and here's the thing, what I did, we did a 2-on-1 with David, where, instead of being a 1-on-1 person,
Right.
it was 2 people.
Right.
And I knew that during that time, because she was new, she would get more of his attention. That's what we have to do as women, and sacrifice for one another, right?
We share.
To share.
Share. That's what it is. Because we're helping.
Right.
I'm helping me as much as I'm helping you in doing so.
Exactly.
So we share.
And once she, she had her moments during the session, but once she saw what I do when I go work out, and why I tell people I love to lift heavy. I just love it. I enjoy it. Now she can be in my world in a different way when I say to her, well, you know what? I can't call you early in the morning, on Thursday, because Thursday I decided I look at my schedule, I'm doing boot camp Thursday morning at 5:30 a.m. It's just in the balance. I don't know. I can't say any one thing, Carol, to pick and choose that AP person.
Now I can understand that. I want to touch on just a few things. One thing I appreciate. No. Listen, I'm loving it. You see, I'm taking it all in.
Right.
And I hope that our family members are too. Family, if you've just tuned in, you're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media on 96.1 FM and 900 AM. We're talking with DENEEN Young, and she is sharing all kinds of pearls and just gifts of wisdom, for which I am eternally grateful. But we were talking about her accountability partner, and I love that. First of all, I love the title accountability partner, because I ask, so family members, for those of you who did not hear, I was asking DENEEN about family life, about her husband and about her children. And she shared that she leans on them as much, but that, sometimes your family members and those who are closest to you, they can't say things to you that somebody else might say, that you receive it differently. It all comes from a place of love. It all comes from a place of love, but you receive it differently. You do receive it differently. And I must say, because I admire you and Mike as a unit, I've watched the two of you along your individual journees and on your journey as one, because as we know, there's two whole that makes that one whole, there two halves that make that whole. And I've watched you all. I've watched your entire family unit, and I'm telling you, from the outside family, when I look at the Youngs and I see Mike, DENEEN, and the kids who are now young adults, yes, I still don't understand. What I would like to know, and what I would like for you to share with our family members before I mention anything else, because you talked about spin class, you talked about Black Girls Run, and we already had David on as a guest, but Where do you teach spin class and when?
Well, because of the pandemic, they've since shut down group sessions. But I was teaching at the Kaiserman JCC, and hoping to be teaching at a local gym up on City Line Avenue. Have to wait until I, yeah. But again, when we open our mouths and talk,
Hello.
Hello. I shared with a Sharon member that teaches at this particular gym on City Avenue, and she just kind of just said, "Yo, submit your resume. We need instructors like you. And for me, it's one of the, and I didn't share this. What really made me become a spin instructor was because I remember before I even started my journey, and I was obese, and I was trying to figure out how to, how do I get a tool? What tool? Whatever. And I remember going to a spin class, being over 200 pounds in the back because I was embarrassed, and the spin instructor never ever came over to me to introduce me to the bike. Never checked on me. I was passing out, and the members that were in the back with me helped me out. And I made a promise to myself once I lost my weight and I decided to become a spin instructor, that I wanted to be able to be that catalyst for another obese person, another person coming into the spin room for the very first time, to make them uncomfortable. And that's one of the things I will say about myself, is that I love to teach. I'm passionate about it, and I figure it out, right? And I remember right before we closed down, I would go see, one of my mentors and friends, Dr. Tina Scott, taught me that a good therapist has a therapist, right?
We had Dr. Scott as a guest. I remember her saying that.
Awesome.
Yes, she is.
So for me, a good coach has a coach. So we right before we went on the pandemic, I would leave teaching spin class on a Saturday morning. Well, no, let me back this up. First, I had to let my trainer know I was going to my coach, him, I do some class nutritionist, on Saturdays, and that was why I couldn't get 3 lifts in for the week. So I would lift 2 days with Mr. Miller, and that one day would be Saturday mornings after I taught spin class. I would drive to my coach in Delaware and go for my nutrition visit, my coaching visit, and then I would lift weights with him, and I'm actually getting ready to start that back up again, because again, I like myself.
You know what? You talked also. I've been telling everybody that you're a coach as well. How can anyone who has an interest get in touch with you?
They can reach me via my email at younglifecoach@gmail.com, or they can call me at 215-669-4480. But you're more so likely to get me via my email, and in the subject line, just do me a favor, just put coaching.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Family, we are talking with DENEEN Young, who is a lifelong friend of mine. And we're talking about life. We're talking about our individual journeys. We are focusing specifically on DENEEN's journey because she's sharing so much. She's overcome so many hurdles, a lot of which are unknown to even me, as they should be, of course, because everybody's journey is different. But when you look at someone and you think you know so much about them, there's always equally as much that you don't know about that individual, but I love that at your core, you are always ready and willing to help the next person.
Amen.
And I've always appreciated that about you. I don't even know if you remember, because when we met, I was much younger, and I was always sitting there, just trying to figure things out, as everybody does. During your maturation process, that's what we do. We try to figure things out, and we pray on it, and we hope that we make the right choices, because life is about choices. But we are about to go to break, but when we come back, I want to talk some more about the time in your life when your light wasn't as bright. When and I really want to know, like, how did you get to the next step? How, how did you manage to do so, and how it affected family life and home life? So when we come back, family, we're going to hear from Deneen as she shares just a little bit more with us and goes just a little bit deeper in about her story. So family, stay with us because we will be right back.
Hi, I'm Tanya Hopkins, aka the Food Griot, the host of Savory and Sweet, a new show about food, history, and culture. Savory and Sweet is a flavorful exploration of food, marinated in the Black experience, seared with history and braised culture. Each week, I'll fold in conversations that center food and drink at the intersection of business, health and well-being, entertainment, education, and innovation, while separating the facts from fiction on the sometimes surprising origins of what we eat and drink. So join me, the Food Griot, and special guests for Savory and Sweet, Food, History, and Culture every Sunday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. exclusively on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
What do an aerospace engineer, cancer immunologist, and bat scientist all have in common? We all have cool jobs in STEM fields. Whether it's building robots or learning to code, girls everywhere are finding their passion for science, technology, engineering, and math through positive role models and mentors. So dare to dive in, get connected, and explore. You never know what your future may hold. Learn more about these and even more cool jobs at shecanstem.com.
I'll be here to hear what's on your mind. Take this time to talk and get it right. You know I'll be there all your life. When you need me, I'll be by your side. By your side. And every day is a different day. Everything is in everything. Even when you think things will never ever be the same. Don't be scared of the world, I'll be here to stay. By your side. Even when your heart ain't listening, or your mind takes you a different way, towards a different path. All you gotta do is sit and ask. When you need me, I'll be by your side.
When the adults in a child's life talk early and often about the dangers of underage drinking, the message gets stronger every time.
I'll be by your side.
Talk. They hear you.
Black Americans have died of COVID-19 at over 2 times the rate of white counterparts. This is due to systemic racism and healthcare disparities. Here are some tips for protecting yourself. Wear a mask covering your mouth and nose. Avoid crowds. Wash your hands with soap and water. Use alcohol-based sanitizers. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Practice social distancing and follow World Health Organization guidelines. Quarantine if you've been exposed to the virus. Self-isolate if you're experiencing symptoms. Seek medical attention if you experience difficulty breathing, a fever, cough, sudden confusion, or pressure in your chest. If you don't have health insurance or a healthcare provider, try contacting your state health department, community health clinics, or local hospitals for testing and treatment. Together, we can stay informed and empowered. This public service announcement is from the National Black Cultural Information Trust.
When I cross the finish line, it's not just me. I succeed because of others. When I was pregnant, I survived because of others. At 32 weeks, I was diagnosed with preeclampsia and had an emergency C-section. Because my doctor took quick action and my husband was there to help me, I'm alive. Too many women die of pregnancy-related complications, and most are preventable. If you or someone you know is pregnant or recently had a baby, learn the warning signs. It could help save her life. Hear her.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? Now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
You're listening to WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD, independent Black media.
Well, hello there, family members. Welcome back. And for those of you who are just joining us, you are tuned in to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. We're at 96.1 FM and 900 AM. I'm sending all my love and light to all of our family members out there, those of you who are hanging with us in the midnight hour, and those of you who wished that you could do so. So I'm sending love and light from me, from Deneen, from my alternating co-host, Donavan West, because we know he's here with us in spirit. We've been talking about living a healthy lifestyle. We've been talking about everybody having a different journey and a different path. And, I was something that you said earlier, it resonated with me, and it did so because wherever you are in life, there's always something. Everybody's dealing with something. That's just the truth of it all. Everybody's dealing with something, no matter what that is. And you talked about depression. And I mean, that's something, listen.
Real talk.
Is so real. I remember telling you at one point how depressed I was. I remember telling you how low, how deep I was. I remember telling you, and I had a very, 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 very hard time getting out of the fetal position at that point. And particularly after my mother's passing, I couldn't think, I couldn't speak. I didn't know whether I was standing still or going right and left at the same time. I just really did not. And because you were talking about having suicidal thoughts, and you were talking about how real the depression was for you, and understanding and being able to identify what you were talking about, I would like to know how that affected your family life. So I'm a single woman. I had a fur child. So my fur child was here to help me through that. But how do you get to the next minute, the next second, the next hour, and maintain your family life? Like, how did it affect your family?
It affected it a lot, but I can't even pinpoint one thing or the other because it was all such a blur. But what I will say is that during that time, it just seemed like everything just kept falling into place that needed to. So when it was that moment that I was like, I'm just going to say it. When I had that moment, it scared me, but didn't scare me. It scared me afterwards that I was driving over the bridge, 95, having that thought. And I'm telling you, a lot of you not. And that's why, when folks say they don't believe, you better believe, right? I was listening to family radio. And at that moment that I was contemplating taking my life, something came on family radio that was talking, like literally the interviewer, the host, literally, it was like after I got done, I was like, okay, did that really happen? Because I remember riding, so it was like, I didn't direct myself. It was like air was taking me to my mom's house in Penrose, getting off of 95. But it was, the host was talking about, if you're having suicidal thoughts, hold on. He was saying, it's not that bad. I mean, he was like saying one thing after the other, one thing, and here's the thing, that when we don't believe in the power of the Holy Spirit, until you go through something and you are in that dark space, you'll never be able to experience God, whether it's you battling cancer and you coming through, whether it's depression, whether it's, here you go, whether it's being delivered from all of the past pain and hurt. I had to be delivered from some stuff to get to the next stuff. Because when we look at things and we hear that scripture, for such a time as this, it's really for such a time as this right here, right now.
Right.
We're here right now, because not only did it help you, it didn't even just help me, because you know what? I've been struggling with some things here lately. not being settled, not being at peace. But all of this had to happen for me to remember, look where I brought you from.
Oh,
so this next thing,
don't make me break down. Don't make me break down.
Come on. This next thing that you're going through right now, I'm God is like, let me know, baby, I'm bigger.
Won't he? Won't he?
Won't he?
Won't he?
And it's not even, and you know what? So sometimes, like, when I'm on, my Zoom call with, my women's ministry, when women gather as necessary. And if you come on my Facebook page, or Young Life Coach on Instagram, you'll be able to get invited, as a woman. But we got to know that we're talking and we're being transparent for such a time as this. Yes. Only because of him. I'm being transparent. I wasn't going to share some stuff because there's some mean girls that like to share some stuff about the choices that we make. But then you know what? It took a younger cousin to say, cuz, share that stuff, because you've always been just what you said, Carol, and I thank you for reminding me and letting me know part of who I know who I am. When you said, who is Deneen? I've always, since a little girl, have always been, I love the hearts of women wanting to, I want everybody to win.
Yes, yes, yes.
We all gotta win.
We can. Yes.
Why is it that we always want to take or do from another sister? Whether it's taking their man, whether it's taking their job, whether it's, here's the thing, whether it's speaking some stuff instead of speaking life into that woman, you want to throw a shade and you want to say some words that's going to break her down because you don't know what I'm going through.
Deneen.
You don't know what I'm going through. And that's the thing, Carol, I don't know. Sometimes I get mad at myself when I don't allow I stifle my words. But then I have to realize that sometimes God don't want us to talk. Ooh. Sometimes he just wants us to be quiet and be still.
There you have it. There you have it.
Right?
Doesn't he?
But that time, all I can say is it just felt like everything kept falling into place. I remember, the doctor, she wanted to put me on medication, for anxiety, because I was going through depression. And I remember, my husband just having a conversation with me. Like, if you don't want to take it, then don't take it. Like, you don't, like, right. It was like it had to take him to reiterate, to remind me, like, you a big girl, you grown, but if it's going to help you, Deneen, then you need to take it, but I remember, like, finally just telling the doctor, like, I can't, like, I don't know. It was just something in me that I just did not want to take the medication. And now when I look back and I look at where I am now and how, I only eat organic food, I try to just hang on to my supplements. I'm not on any kind of medication that the doctor has prescribed other than an inhaler when I need it, but again, it just goes back to when we look back, we got to look at where we are right now. And still, and I'm right now, I'm going to get ready to shout right now. I'm talking to myself. You talk about, you said, Deneen, what did you do? Dr. Tina Scott, I was going through depression. I remember being in the tub, just wanting to literally, like, take my body and go under. The doorbell rings. Dr. Tina Scott and I are friends. The Holy Spirit told her, and this was when this happened. I think my daughter might have been like 5 or 6. She's 21 now. My son was like 10 or 11. She knocked on my door at like 7 a.m., 7:30 in the morning, and was like, I don't know what you're going through. Like, literally, and she might say to me, but I remember her coming to my door, with her head bonnet on, and she just said to me, the Lord just spoke to me and told me that I needed to come help.
My God.
Give me the kids. And she literally, that's what I'm saying. I know I'm the child of God. Anyone out there that has been trying to do me or has done me, I know who I serve is always going to protect me no matter what. I'm always going to come up higher because of that, right? And I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm tooting his horn. But I remember, and we just talked about this, her and I said to her, "You saved my life because I didn't want to. I was ready to go deuces. I'm out because here again, part of that was I was tired of being the cute obese girl that kept that mask on. That's another thing. When you can finally take off that mask."
She talked about that. She
When you
talked
could
about
finally take
masks.
off that mask, you know, and I will say for me, the mask is on. It is what it is, you know. And I said we talked earlier off air, you know, and I told you sometimes I love my husband to death, love him to death, you know, but he doesn't like when I'm transparent, you know. But I'm very prayerful about when I am transparent because I know that it's someone out there that needed to hear whatever it is that I shared, you know. And again, you know, I go back to, again, in our community, our Black community, people of color, we frown upon mental health and seeing a therapist. We got to stop that.
We do.
And it takes people like you to be on the air, you know, your co-host, you know, me, others, to be an advocate, to let them know, especially Black men. It is nothing wrong. That means that you are the strongest.
Yes.
The strongest than any other Black man. If you go to seek help, what's wrong with even if here's the thing.
Listen, everybody needs help.
Everybody needs help. And even if it means that you just have to get off your chest what you've been stuffing. Our Black men, I love our Black men. You know why? Because they are strong. They have been through a lot in this country. You know, generational. So yeah, you got a lot on your plate because you're trying to make sure that you are keeping the family together. You're trying to manage a job. You're trying to manage your wife, your children. You're trying to manage society. And where do you have to put all of that? So if it means you need to go see a therapist, then why not? I applaud my students today in my Black Student Union. I'm a co-advisor. I just applaud them. I was so proud of them. The questions that they had, Dr. Tina Scott, she came and gave back, you know, and she was their expert, you know, panelist. And the things that they talked about, you would be surprised at what our Black children go through, even especially our Black children that are in PWIs, which are predominantly white institutions. You would be surprised. You know, so yeah, if your child comes home and says, I need somebody I want to go talk to, get them somebody that they need to talk to.
Right.
Because maybe they can't talk to you.
Or even if you recognize that well, listen, everybody says, I know my child. Even if there is a point where your child is not communicating to you that they need to talk with someone, but you know something is going on.
Something's not right.
Yeah,
and all of that
initiative.
Right. And all of that, you know, Carol, folds into what you initially asked me to come on here and talk about. You know, I talk about temple care, mind, body, and spirit for life. I made a choice. I made a decision. And again, I'm not perfect. I have my moments where I fall off. However, that's those moments where I'm like, all right, get it together. And again, like I started off earlier, you know, when it comes to the healthy eating, you know, sometimes you just got to take a look in the mirror, you know, and, you know, again.
Or some pictures.
Okay. Or when your trainer says, I can look at you and tell you ain't had a good healthy eating week, you know. And I remember one time he had a conversation with me on the phone, and yeah, I cried. And I cried not because of everything he said. I cried because I knew what he was saying was true.
True, right? Yes.
And that's why I said to you, give yourself grace. You know, I'll be back to calling you saying, when we gonna walk in?
Yeah, you go, girl. Yes. No, neither have I. Right. Please believe that. Please know that and believe that I have not. Family members, first of all, thank you for joining us. If you have just tuned in, you're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. We've been sharing. I've been sharing. Deneen has been sharing. We've been talking about, you know, the journey to living a healthier lifestyle. And Deneen has been sharing with us, her path thus far, her journey thus far. And we've unpacked so many things that I'm so hopeful that at least one, as Deneen said, I too am hopeful that at least one, if not more, of our family members has something to take away and takes away today the start of living a healthy lifestyle. When we come back from the commercial break, I want to talk to you, Deneen, about meal prepping, about what about your diet, about because you were talking about how you eat now, and I want to hear all about that. So family, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Word on Jobs.
A new year is here, and if you're searching for new career goals or a new job that fits your skill set, visit WordWorks.com to view jobs and program opportunities, including Community Relations Coordinator for WHYY, Disability Services Director for NBME, and Policy Director for Bicycle Coalition of Greater Philadelphia. Visit WordWorks at Word.com and find the career opportunity that's right for you. Brought to you by Pico and Livelihood at Word Radio.
What do an aerospace engineer, cancer immunologist, and bat scientist all have in common? We all have cool jobs in STEM fields. Whether it's building robots or learning to code, girls everywhere are finding their passion for science, technology, engineering, and math through positive role models and mentors. So dare to dive in, get connected, and explore. You never know what your future may hold. Learn more about these and even more cool jobs at SheCanSTEM.com.
We're often influenced by what we see or hear on social media. Beware of disinformation campaigns targeting Black communities by using cultural issues to incite divisions, spread false information, and negatively influence public opinions. We're in this together, and together we can stay informed and empowered. Learn more at nbcit.org. This public service announcement is from the National Black Cultural Information Trust.
I'll be here to hear what's on your mind. Take this time to talk and get it right. You know I'll be there all your life. When you need me, I'll be by your side. By your side. And every day is a different day. Everything is in everything. Even when you think things will never ever be the same. Don't be scared of the world, I'll be here to stay. By your side. Even when your heart ain't listening, or your mind takes you a different way, towards a different path. All you gotta do is sit and ask. When you need me, I'll be by your side.
When the adults in a child's life talk early and often about the dangers of underage drinking, the message gets stronger every time.
I'll be by your side.
Talk. They hear you.
Email from school about the incident today.
Scary.
Tell me about it. Did you have any idea that was going on?
None. I mean, you saw Derek at the game last night too. Did you have a clue?
No, but you know, teachers like me, parents, we don't always know as much as you guys do. Kids hear first about what's going on with other kids.
Half the time, it's rumors.
It can be hard to tell sometimes, but if you're ever concerned about a friend who's having trouble with alcohol, prescription drugs, bullying, violence, anything, you need to tell an adult. Mom or me, a teacher, coach, school counselor, someone you know and trust.
Dad, no kid is gonna tell an adult about that kind of stuff.
I get it, but if we don't know, we can't help. Speaking up about a problem, that's what helping a friend is all about.
Hey family, I'm Carol Riddick.
And I'm Donavan West, and we're the hosts of Love and Life, a new show about,
well, love and life.
This show is an informative, entertaining, and refreshing take on the hard conversations about love and life.
Each day, we'll provide real facts and honest opinions on dating, sexual health, casual, and committed relationships.
These late-night conversations will be served on a judgment-free platter and seasoned with unapologetic realness.
So join us Sunday night through Thursday night at midnight on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
You're listening to WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD, independent black media.
Hey there, family. Welcome back. And if you've just tuned in, you're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media at 96.1 FM and 900 AM. We've been talking about living a healthier lifestyle. We've been talking with none other than my good friend and good sister, DENEEN Young, who's been sharing with us. Now, DENEEN, the only thing I think we have not talked about is meal prep. You were talking about writing down and things. I mean, can you help us out with that? Can you share with us first?
Right. So, meal prep, you know, how you see on Facebook, everybody, meal prep Sunday, you know. So that's one of the key things of my nutrition, you know, that I still to this day, 10, 11 years later, I still measure my food. And if, again, you talk about balancing, juggling things. If I'm not able to meal prep myself on Sunday, what I'll do, if I know ahead of time how busy my week is going to be, there are a few meal prep services that I will reach out to myself, and I will order food. Like I said, the client that I work with now, one of the things, you know, she struggles with meal prepping. You know, she said she'll just do leftovers, and that's it. You know, so what I do is we're online together. We Zoom in, and as I'm meal prepping for me, when I meal prep for like the first 3 days. I don't do a whole week. Okay. Some people do meal prep for the entire 5 days, and they freeze their food. For me, I like a variety of things, but I am one that I will eat the same thing every day, and I'm okay with that. So if, for instance, like this week, you know, I've been changing back my diet to pescatarian. Okay. And so I had salmon. You know, I love these new outer aisle cauliflower toast thins that I use in place of bread. Yeah.
Wait, what is it?
The brand is called Outer Aisle.
Okay.
And it's cauliflower bread, cauliflower toast. And I think there are only like 4 ingredients. So, and it's organic.
Okay,
so,
I need to make a note of that. Cauliflower
toast.
Yes.
Well, we'll talk, and I'll share the information with you. But and those I usually get them from either Whole Foods or Sprouts. I'll get them. Trader Joe's has their own brand as well. One of the things I do as a lifestyle coach is I will take you on a shopping tour. You know, and one of my favorite places to go to is Trader Joe's and Target to take you to food shop. But meal prepping, it's like second nature to me. And when you get it to the point that it's second nature to you, what it does, it helps you to control what you eat.
Do you do it for the family too? I'm sorry. For the family too?
Sometimes you say that's fine. Sometimes when family is basically because my daughter's away at school, my son is home, but he does his own thing. But yes, for my husband, sometimes when I meal prep, I'll make I have one of those mini crock pots of steel cut oatmeal.
Oh yeah.
So I'll make that for the week and just put the crock pot bowl in the refrigerator, or I measure them out. So I've been cooking for my dad. So I'll measure things out and put it in the freezer, and then I'll take it to my dad. So all he has to do is pop the oatmeal. He loves oatmeal. My dad, he just pops the oatmeal out of it. Right. So, you know, and things like that, you know, if you struggle with diabetes, you know, you can always sweeten with agave nectar. You know, there are a lot of different things that you can put in place instead of doing things the old way. When I meal prep, I love to do an egg, and I do the Morningstar sausages.
Oh
So
yeah, I do
I'll
too.
do I'll do those. I'll cook up a number of those, and I you know what, I have to take that back for my son too, because when I do meal prep, I'll cook a lot of something like breakfast food, and I'll
Okay.
let him know it's breakfast meat in the refrigerator. So all you need to do is just pull it out. I
Right.
love celery. I know David will probably roll his eyes when he hears this, but I love celery, celery and almond butter. That's just like a good snack for me. So
Okay.
with my almond butter, what I do is I add flaxseed
Oh yeah.
to my almond butter. Yeah, I add that, and sometimes I'll even well, when I do my I just got this new recipe for rolled oats, because remember I said earlier, protein is like a major thing that we need.
Yes.
So I'll do, in addition to my protein shakes, I just got a good recipe with overnight oats that I use
Okay.
a it's by Premier's, the protein shake, but it's a coffee blend, a latte, and I use
So
that as my milk.
what? Okay,
Yep,
please
yep.
do share that. Oh my God.
I'll
Okay.
share. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, because that sounds amazing too.
Mhm.
I've been
And
hooked on these cauliflower tater tots. That these the cauliflower.
but be careful. Be careful of some of your cauliflower products, because some of them, and that's the other key thing too.
Mm-hmm.
Read your ingredients, because you may have
David
a
said that.
cauliflower, right? You may have a cauliflower, whatever, but then you look and it's got like a mass mark. It's high in carbs. It's high in carbs because one of the ingredients is probably either potato or potato starch. So you have to be careful of that too. Yeah.
Now you're going to be looking. Yeah, and I should know better because I've had that lesson from David. David did tell
Mhm.
me about reading ingredients. He said that a long time ago about reading ingredients, and you just
And
brought
take
that.
one of his nutritional market tours. I did it 3 times. you
I'm going
need
to have to.
refresher.
No, you're
Yeah.
right. You are
You
absolutely
need a
no.
refresher.
You just hit the nail on the head for me, though. You're absolutely right, because I've been trying to find alternatives and trying to find
Mhm.
different ways, and just to improve upon my diet. And
Right.
as we age, you make
Yeah.
adjustments to different things. Yeah, you make adjustments to different
Mhm.
things. So that's what
Mhm.
I've been trying to do.
Too. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Family, if you have just tuned in, you missed a good show, but in any event,
Yes. I
you are
had
listening
fun.
to
Had fun.
you're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. I hate saying this, but that wraps up today's
Yes.
episode of Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Thank you for
As you
having
know,
me.
we're at 96.1 FM and 900 AM. I want to thank each and every one of you for spending some time with us, for sharing your time, your energy, and your attention. I always tell you that I love your company, and your attention is always welcome and appreciated. I want to extend my gratitude, and my co-host, I'm sure he's extending his gratitude too, because he's always here in spirit. But we want
Yes.
to extend our gratitude to the entire WURD family. I want to personally thank my alternating co-host, Donavan West, and I just want to extend my gratitude and a special thank you to you, Deneen. I
Thank
mean,
you.
this has just been special for me, because you and I, like I said,
Amen.
we always tap, like you say, there's always
Yes.
that time when that person
We
hits you
won't
and is
talk,
right on time. Right.
right? And we'll
Always
be
right
right
on
there.
time. When you
Right
check
there like
in
that.
and yes. So this was just really special to me. So I'm so
Yeah.
grateful. But family, have a great night, have a great morning, and have a great
Mhm.
rest of your day.
And be
Remember,
that. Okay. Sorry.
we're all in this together. So be good
Together.
to you, but be good to those around you. Make sure you join us at midnight for another edition of
Yes.
Love and Life on WURD. Have a great night, everybody.
Yes. Be that catalyst to the change.
Yes.
If they but our wounds keep being back to you. Strange, I'm on my own, don't know my own. But I'm good for you. I'm good for you.
I'm Tanya Hopkins, aka the Food Griot, the host of Savory and Sweet, a new show about food, history, and culture. Savory and Sweet is a flavorful exploration of food, marinated in the Black experience, seared with history and braised in culture. Each week, I'll fold in conversations that center food and drink at the intersection of business, health and well-being, entertainment, education, and innovation, while separating the facts from fiction on the sometimes surprising origins of what we eat and drink. So join me, the Food Griot, and special guests for Savory and Sweet, Food, History, and Culture every Sunday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. exclusively on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
You know, a lot of people say when you're going somewhere, you don't want to look back. But I beg to differ. For her to see her father celebrate his graduation, it's the best feeling in the world. I can't lie and say it was easy. But sometimes you just have to stop everything and take it in. I looked at everything in a different light. And I realized it started with me going back and get my high school diploma.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? Now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. When you don't know where to turn, let 211 be your guiding light.
How can I help you?
Our guides are ready to connect you with the help you need. For help with food, healthcare, mental health, and other resources, call 211 or visit 211.org. 211. Get connected, get help.
Oh, hey, Julia. You ready to play band with us? I'm going to play my clarinet.
And Elmo's going to play his drum. Drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music. Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
I remember this one moment. I ran to kind of the water edge, and my mom said something along the lines of like, now it's your turn. Take that first step. When I became a mom myself, I feel like my whole world changed. There's some light within her that makes me continue to do the climate science work that I do. You don't have to be a climate scientist to want to protect the earth. As moms, we care about our children and the environment they grow up in. And for Mia, I want you to know that I worked really hard to be a part of the change and to make it a better place for you.
Imagine you on a deserted island all by yourself, or even being in a crowd of people yet still feeling alone. That's what being a victim of sexual assault can feel like. Victims of sexual assault are at an increased risk for developing depression, PTSD, substance abuse, eating disorders, and anxiety. Sexual assault can happen to anyone and is any unwanted sexual contact such as unwanted touching, fondling, groping, or even rape. No always means no, so speak up and speak out. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Lifting every voice till earth and heaven ring. This is WURD Radio.
96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD Philadelphia.